Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and there is a reason that my voice sounds awful. I woke up this morning and it felt like someone took a hot poker out of the fire and shoved it to the base of my throat. It was like literally, it hurt to swallow when I first woke up or in the middle of the night. Well, it wasn't anything that a couple of ibuprofen couldn't take care of. And as I've told you before, the Digital Asset Investor is in it to win it. I'm not going anywhere. And so sore throat, whatever, that doesn't mean anything. So now I wanted to say one other thing before I go forward. I've told you all on this channel that the Digital Asset Investor is in the XRP Community Fantasy Football League. And I wanted to let you know just how confident I am that I'm going to beat these guys like a drum. My 13-year-old was sitting in here the other day, and he's not in a fantasy league this week, and it occurred to me that I'm going to let him help counsel me in the draft, which I believe the draft is Sunday night. I'm so confident in my ability to beat these guys like a drum, and you know who you are. Sean Schaefer, you're one of them. I'm so confident in my ability that I'm going to turn over the reins. Don't worry, I'll be in the same room. We'll kind of agree on it as we go forward. But my 13-year-old is going to help me beat you guys like a drum. I thought that it was important that you guys knew that. This level of confidence is hard to overcome, guys. If you want to just throw the hat in and go ahead and quit, you only lost 100 XRP. If you think you can stay and take it, then I'll see you in the draft room on Sunday night. Okay, finally, now that we've got that trash talking out of the way, which I love to do, by the way, even if I know that I'm beat. Okay, got this from NVK Crypto at retire_young_1. Remember that clip when Brad Garlinghouse was on stage with Ross Leclo and asked a question about the IMF holding crypto? Well, Ross has a new role at the Bank of International Settlements. I thought this was pretty wild. Everything ties together, folks. Switzerland, Basel, Switzerland, ground zero for digital assets right now. Ross Leclo, Senior Advisor, FinTech, Strategy and Legal, BIS Innovation Hub, Bank for International Settlements, Basel, Switzerland. So they're all reshuffling the deck between BIS, the IMF, and the European Central Bank. None of this is a coincidence, right? Okay, let's go to this next. And sorry about the voice, folks. I'm having to deal with it, and unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with it a little bit too. Okay, this guy, goopxrp.com at WG Hoop is on fire. He's apparently a painter, and he has done a wonderful job once again. He did the one that Brad Garlinghouse ended up putting on his Twitter account, and it was a picture of Brad, and now he's done Chris Larson. Look at that. Wow. I think you just made the thumbnail of the day. That is going to be awesome. What a great job. As I've said before, in my mansion, I'm going to have, one day there's going to be people going, who is that guy on your wall in your office? And I'm probably going to have some of these paintings and different types of art and community posters and different things from, there's all sorts of people in this community who have done all kinds of neat things over the last year. And I plan on getting a lot of them and having them hanging in my XRP mansion. Okay, next, this is from, who's this from? All right, Mr. BXRP. This guy's been on fire lately too. At XRP Mr. Sent me this one. If I can get the old computer to load up. Breaking news. Now, this is big right here to me, and I told Mr. B when he sent this to me, that's huge. The reason this is huge, all it takes is one domino to fall with this. Breaking news, Portuguese tax authority has declared crypto won't be taxed in Portugal. Great news for crypto enthusiasts and miners in the country. Now, to all you dictators and central bankers and people that run the governments of the world, take a little lesson here from the digital asset investor. If you ever want to make your country if you ever want your country to draw in businesses and people, do what Portugal has done right here. This is a no-brainer, but so many of our politicians and governments can't see the forest for the trees. You want to knock your economy out of the park, do this, because this is genius. There is no telling what kind of businesses and people, wealthy people, that they will draw to their country just by this one thing. Smart, very smart. Okay, and Mr. B also sent me this. If you watch nothing else in this video, folks, you need to go and watch this. I think this is put out. It was either put out by R3 or by SBI. I couldn't really tell, but I made a note of one line in here that's at about the 50-second mark that you all need to go listen to. The line was to the effect of, we want to merge R3 and Ripple and make sure XRP is used in retail. Now, yesterday there was a rumor going around about Ripple buying R3. Now, I don't know if this rumor is true, but remember, Swift is trying to use R3 to plug in with GPI. If Ripple did do this, it would be a checkmate. It would almost be the equivalent of Swift having to come to the table with Ripple and work something out. That's how big that is. So I hope that it's true. The guy that predicted it, I think, was the guy that predicted the MoneyGram thing, and then 3 days later it happened. So we shall see. All right, next. And then we've got this from Chiquito McPhee. R3 partners with a Dubai firm to tap $120 billion Sukuk market. I'm sure I said that wrong. Okay, R3 struck strategic partnership with the way you say it when it's Abu Dhabi, as the language snob of the digital asset investor channel taught me, Abu Dhabi. So I don't know if you call it Dhabi based when it's just by itself. So fintech startup without I don't know how to say that either. Man, do we need the digital asset investor language snob right now? I'm going to talk to him today, and I'm going to start getting him on the channel so that you can hear him and his snobby way of saying things. Snobby but correct. To build next generation financial architecture for Islamic capital markets. A platform as a service firm aims to use R3's Corda blockchain to manage the pre-sale issuance, management, and financialization of Sukuk Securities Islamic financial certificates similar to bonds. Now, here's what's important here. Remember, who opened an office in Abu Dhabi? Is that right? Who opened an office over there? This is November of 2018. That would be Ripple, who is the use case for the greatest digital asset ever created, XRP. Folks, by the way, I'm sorry again for my voice. It's pretty rough. I'm doing the best I can. All right, next, I got this from XRP Vegas at Funky Bad Chad. XRP Ledger sees more than 105 transactions per second. Now, this is in reference to a tweet yesterday from Rabbit Kick Club. XRP Ledger number contained whopping 370 transactions, assuming a generous close time of 3.5 seconds. That is more than 105 transactions per second. This is the most I've seen since decentralization started. Bitcoin and Ethereum don't even come close to that throughput. That is interesting, folks. All right. I'm getting through this. PhD does tweets. Sent me this from XRP Crypto Wolf. This is huge right here, folks. PNC, the 8th largest bank with $400 billion in assets, becomes the first U.S. bank to start processing cross-border payments using Ripple's RippleNet. PNC's Treasury Management is offering RippleNet cross-border real-time payments to commercial clients. Hashtag XRP. And then Michelle Vandenberg comes in and says this, and I didn't realize this. PNC owns 22% of BlackRock and has these slides here. That's big time, folks. That's one of the larger banks in the United States, is my understanding. Okay, and finally, I want to show you these two things from NVK Crypto, at NVK LYRAD. The first is from XRP Yoda. Guess you're off to jail. Bye bye. And this is another. They say it found a more cringe video than Vitalik rapping "Doctor of What?" ramblings BSV. This is Craig Wright losing his mind in a question and answer session, and showing you once again just how arrogant this guy is. And finally, I thought this was great from Green Eggs and Ham, at Ham Eggs and Sam. Remember, I've told you in the past, the one digital asset I've never been able to get my arms around seems the guy that started it literally told everybody that he sold everything he had during the last run-up. And Green Eggs and Ham is on the case. Security of Lightning Network dropped by 28% as miners went offline. This is predictable because it's no longer profitable with the released coins dropping by 50%. Of course, in the run-up to this, Litecoin lost what 50% of its value. So much for your theory, and he's talking about Bitcoin Ben. And then NVK Crypto comes in and says, XRP fundamentals, SBI going live, MoneyGram expansion, number of signed banks increasing, Litecoin fundamentals. Excuse me. The logo is on the UFC mat. How many Litecoin cufflinks has Charlie Lee sold this week to paid developers? Are the Dolphins making the playoffs? And he's joking about how the Dolphins said they were going to use Litecoin as their official digital asset to pay for things at Dolphin games. I'm the digital asset investor with a sore throat. I'm not an investment advisor. I'm the digital asset investor. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that the XRP fundamentals make the Litecoin fundamentals look like an utter and total joke. The only thing Litecoin has had going for it in the last 2 years is that for some crazy, ludicrous, unknown reason, Litecoin has been going up this year while XRP has been sitting still and going down. That will not remain the same over time because nothing, not one thing about it makes any sense. And investors will eventually figure that out, whether they have yet or not. Thank you for listening.